Chapter 81, How did you know about our operation? This female killer codenamed Dolphin didn't leave after putting down the food. Instead, she directly went to the washroom and changed into a nurse uniform. When she came out again, the two nurses on call were both rushing to go to the toilet. She immediately slipped past them, pushing the cart with the needles and syringes and walking towards Su Cheng's ward. She said to her earpiece, "I'm approaching the target and will euthanize him." Central communication, very good, I will get Brother Iron to come up for reinforcement. The moment you succeed, he will lead you to leave the hospital as quickly as possible. Remember, don't leave behind any evidence. Understood, Dolphin said. She put on transparent gloves to prevent herself from leaving any fingerprints for the police to pick up. When she pushed open the door to Su Cheng's ward and went in, she found that Su Cheng was staring right at her with an unblinking gaze. Shen Yao saw this and snorted, "Why are you looking at her like a horny teenager?" In fact, she was just pissed. Was the nurse even better looking than her? Dolphin remained calm as she prepared the medicine and syringe. As for why Su Cheng was just staring right at her, she thought it might just be what Shen Yao said, that the guy was a pervert that was into some kinky stuff. That was why she didn't think too much about it. Su Cheng then said to Ranjing, "Close the door." Ranjing really wanted to ask why, but remembering that they were still in a critical period and how Su Cheng accurately predicted everything up until now, she didn't doubt Su Cheng's order and closed the door. Su Cheng added, "Lock it." The nurse paused for a moment, her heart skipping a beat. However, on her face, she still appeared to be very calm as she prepared the fluid. Su Cheng then said to Shen Yao, "Go and close the window. Pull the curtains too." Shen Yao looked at him with a contemptuous look. "You won't do things when Ranjing and I are still here, right?" Ranjing knew Su Cheng must have a reason for this, and the reason probably involved this nurse. Thinking about this, she unbuttoned the gun holster by her waist and placed her hand on the pistol, ready to pull it out any moment. Shen Yao went over and pulled down the curtain and then she looked at Su Cheng. Su Cheng, laying in the hospital bed, calmly looked at the nurse and smiled. "Nurse, my IV fluid bag is still half full." The nurse looked at the bag that was still half full and said calmly, "This is another shot you have to get. There are a lot of patients tonight, so I've arranged the order for everyone because I might not be able to get to you later." Then, she brought a new bag and walked towards Su Cheng, about to put it on the stand. Su Cheng kept the smile on his face as he said, "Normally, if a woman was stared at by another man like I did to you, they would for sure become angry. Just now, I told them to lock the door and also pull down the curtain, yet you are still so calm. This is called deliberately acting calm, do you know that? And it's because you have an objective, and you have to stay here and do something." A hint of murderous intent flashed past the eyes of the killer codenamed Dolphin. However, on the surface, she squeezed out a scornful smile and replied, "You think I'm afraid that you will really do something to me? There are 2 other girls here, and we are in a hospital. That's what I'm saying, you are so calm that it's terrifying. With a temper like yours, to be able to remain calm no matter the situation, I can only associate one career to your profile," Su Cheng said. Dolphin looked at him. "What is it?" Su Cheng slowly said, "Hitman." Dolphin paused for a moment and the two's eyes met for 3 seconds, and then she suddenly chuckled. "You really watched too many movies. Hurry, I will inject this medicine for you, and you can keep on sleeping. Remember to eat more supplements." She was trying very hard to appear calm. Su Cheng didn't pull out his hand from under the blanket, instead only replying, "How about you give yourself a shot first?" Dolphin immediately put the syringe back to her tray. "I haven't met a patient as uncooperative as you. If you don't want the medicine then I'm just going to leave." Then, she packed everything up and was prepared to leave. She felt that something was off, as if the guy in front of her had already seen through her, and her instincts were telling her to abandon this operation right away. Suddenly, Su Cheng grabbed onto the tray, not letting her move. He smiled at the transparent gloves she was wearing and said, "Are you wearing those to not leave behind fingerprints?" Dolphin felt that the situation had forced her to a point where she had to reveal herself. She immediately went to grab the syringe, preparing to take Su Cheng hostage to leave this place, but just as her hand touched the syringe, she found that there was already a gun pointed to her head. Freeze! At this moment, Dolphin still didn't give up her act yet. She pretended to be shocked, just like how a normal nurse would act with a gun pointed at her head, and she said with a terrified tone, "What are you guys doing? Your acting is too exaggerated, Su Cheng said. Doesn't it say in movies that professional killers must pass the acting test? Your mentality passed the test, but your acting is too horrible. A normal person would have begun acting nervous when I stared at you and told someone to close the door, but you didn't. Now, it's too late. I don't know what you are talking about. What hitman? Su Cheng smiled. Looking at Shen Yao, who still didn't figure out what was going on yet, he said, Shen Yao, do you know how to inject a needle? Shen Yao paused for a moment. Shouldn't be too difficult, right? That's right, can you come over and inject this nurse with the medicine in that syringe? Su Cheng said. The face of the killer codenamed Dolphin immediately changed. Feeling that she was thinking about moving, Ran Jing pushed the gun harder at her head, implying that she should probably not think about it. Don't be so nervous. It's just medicine, what are you so worried about? Dolphin didn't move an inch as she said, don't you know, wrongful injections can kill you. Shen Yao walked over as she sneered, do we look like 9-year-olds to you? Come on, if there's no problem with the medicine inside the syringe, what are you afraid of? Then, she picked up the syringe with fluid inside and grabbed onto her hand, trying to find the vein. Dolphin swallowed her saliva, and she immediately became nervous, not knowing how to fight back or escape from this place. She knew that the operation today completely failed. Now, not to mention assassination, it was even hard enough for her just to survive. You guys are breaking the law if you do this, she nervously said. It's fine, I'm a police officer. I will take the responsibility if something goes wrong, Su Cheng said. Then I'm going to poke her with the needle now. Su Cheng nodded. Go. The woman suddenly wanted to fight back, but who knew Ran Jing was pretty pro too and immediately got her under control and pushed her down onto the bed. Just when Shen Yao's about to poke the needle through the woman's skin, she closed her eyes and shouted, unable to stand the torment anymore, don't do it. Ran Jing asked, what's inside? A drug for euthanasia. The killer sighed and admitted. She looked towards Su Cheng and asked, how did you know our operation? Ran Jing looked towards Su Cheng. I want to know as well.